And sorry guys, I'm just not breathing. Probably that's why you kind of hearing me. I kind of cough. Try to catch my breath. But anyways, yeah. So, well, Krista, did that kind of answer your question or not really?
Yeah, kind of. I think that when Jordan was saying that they are about building on top of the other, I think that makes like any given day you're kind of starting at the bottom to make sure your basic needs are met and then moving on up. And I just feel like it's like an ongoing process as opposed to like I've done that, so next, and then just focusing on what's coming ahead, because you kind of always have to keep the bottom ones going, right, in order to sustain the top. But maybe that's what it means. Maybe he means, or whoever created this theory, maybe that's what they mean, that you're kind of like always running the engines of the other colors and picking up speed while you accumulate the others.
I think at all times we will have a little bit of each stage in us, but the general idea would be to try to transcend the stages. And there's no, it's not a black and white system. It's very gray. There's many shades of each color in the stages. And I think at the end of the day, like the top of the spiral would be, turquoise. Some people are saying, no, there's this other stage past turquoise, which is coral, but you're moving into a state or mindset or worldview of non-dualism, where we are just returning to the source, material, matter. Like that's how we view the world, as us one, like the cliche psychedelic experience of like we are all one. Which is mentioned in different religions, Buddhism hints on that, and there's some other ones.
And I think, in my worldview, we are trying to bring heaven on earth, where we treat each other with gentleness, respect, understanding, and so on and so forth. So, I understand. I get that. And I mean, and with spiral dynamics and Maslow's hierarchy, I think there's a slight difference, because they're with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I think it's more what is, and then with the spiral dynamics, it kind of leads to what ought to be, and so I just think that that's it might I don't know if it's a small nuance or not, but it's a nuance nonetheless.
Yeah, I think I found that actually when I was looking into Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because I remember learning about this back in school, and I remember something about it just not really sitting well with me. Like it all just seemed a little bit too like tied up in a box with a bow. And I think what they've come to find is that people who have maybe ticked off the first 3 boxes, they're not showing the other signs of like self-actualization or transcendence, because those first few things don't just then give you that. Like if all of your physiological needs, safety needs, esteem needs are being met, that doesn't mean that you're going to find this kind of like inner peace and like self-actualized state. I mean, it goes to show, because first world countries where people are very well fed and very well taken care of and living in secure home environments, that there's higher suicide rates, higher divorce rates, higher just kind of problematic things, even in very wealthy, affluent areas. So it doesn't have everything to do with just meeting that like safety and physiological eat and drink water kind of things. It obviously, you need something else to get you there. You need some sort of like lesson or life experience through trauma to then find the other side of that, or has moved you through some sort of experience that teaches you about yourself in ways you maybe wouldn't if everything just went well.
Yeah.
And I don't think Maslow's hierarchy of needs touches on that enough. I think that it's leaving out the fact that there's a real like need for resiliency in some way and coming through something to get to the other side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
I have a question for you guys. From the perspective of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, what would be self-actualization? Like, what would that mean? What do you guys know what he meant for that? Was there any examples? I was never formally.
I'm not sure what he meant by it.
What is it
but
for you?
What I gathered, what he meant was what more or less what mark you want to put on this earth, or what with your resources, what are you going to do with the, what purpose are you going to place for yourself to continue to live? Because since you have this physiological needs, then your safety, then love and belongingness, and then you have your self-esteem, and then your self-actualization. So it's I think what he said in his book, to accomplish everything that one can, to become the most that one can be. I think that was his one of his quotes.
Yeah, he focuses on self-fulfillment. So I think that that's just your own meter if you feel self-fulfilled to the most of your ability.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then I guess the door's pretty much open as far as what he meant by that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I that's a big question. I think like most of us don't really take time to sit down and answer, and it might be one of the most important questions that we could be asking ourselves. What do we want out of life? What is that thing that's that North Star that we should be aiming for?